welcome back to the Braves Hip Coil channel. As per usual, I am joined with Coach Ken Anderson, and we are doing state of the offense, and it is not a good state of the offense, Ken. But before we get into that, Ken, how the heck are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing good as an off day. We needed it after this rough stretch. What's funny is June gave us the most off days, and we didn't realize we were going to need every one of them just to recover from the absolute poo-poo we watched this month.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it a buck 10, chat. It's been a shit show here in June. The June swoon was a real thing for the Atlanta Braves this month. All right, and before we get into anything, it was not a good month. Ken, do you have the overall wins, losses? And we're not going to count the last game in June just because it really doesn't matter at this point. So, what you got on the overall record this month?
9-13.
How the heck did we win 9 games is what I want to know, chat. How the hell did we win 9 baseball games, Ken?
Luckily, the first week of June we hit enough to go 5-1 on a homestand, and then Sale and Perez pitched awesome. The bullpen was lights out, best bullpen in baseball, and we were able to knock out a win here and there and get 4 wins. But when you look at the offensive numbers, it wouldn't have surprised me if we wouldn't have won 4 for the whole month.
They were bad. So, and Ken got all these numbers together today while I was at work, so thank you for that, good sir. So we're going to pull it up a little bit, and we're going to start with the team numbers. So, as a team this month, our on-base percentage was 272. 272. Yep, not batting average, on-base percentage. OPS, 597. Yep, not slugging, not on-base percentage, OPS, 597. Not very good. We walked a total of 49 times. We had a total of 28 doubles, 19 homers. That is not good for a team that really did well with hitting extra base hits in the first 2 months of the season. And oh yeah, by the way, our WRC plus for the month, chat, was 65, and we hit 214 as a team. Ken, I'm not a rocket scientist, and I'm not Tim Hires, and I'm not in any affiliated baseball, but my brain can tell me that those numbers are not very good. What do you think?
It's bad. I mean, in the runners in score position, I forgot to write that down for you. They were 201 this month, which is horrible. And here's the problem. When you have a series, these happen. These numbers happen in a series where a pitching staff just comes in and dominates you. You know, you get the Dodgers staff with Shohei and Yamamoto. You get the Yankee staff with Cole and Schittler and Fareed. But you don't expect this over 23 games. This is about as bad a stretch as I've seen supposed to be a good offense to be in. They are absolutely, lack of a better word, pathetic right now.
They're no doubt pathetic. Now listen, I don't want to hear any of the talk that we've had a ton of injuries. Everybody deals with injuries. Okay, everybody in all sports. It doesn't matter from little league all the way up to the big leagues. Everybody deals with injuries. It's just part of the game. All right. We know Baldy was out for a good period of time because of the oblique, and me and Ken both agree, look, he's got to get going. There's no question about it. We need Drake Baldwin to be Drake Baldwin, but we can't hang this month on him. We're going to explain to you why here in a little bit. But we're also missing Ronald. Yes, we know that we are missing Ronald right now at the top of the lineup. I think that's very evident now more than ever, but at the same point in time, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not talking bad about Ronald. I'm just being honest right here. Ronald has not been Ronald that we have been used to in the past. Ronald's been a slightly above league average player, which is fine. It's good. And we need that back. But it's not like we're getting a game-changing MVP like we had in 23, 21 before the injury, and 19. We're not getting that player back. We're getting an above-average player. Am I okay in saying that, Ken?
I agree. I mean, until he actually produces and gets over these leg issues, we can't expect him to be 23 Ronald. We need him just to be solid Ronald, maybe a little bit better than 22 when he come off his injury. That's what we need.
Yeah. So, and it's unfair to put those expectations on Ronald to carry this team for the rest of the year. I just don't see that now. Can he do it? 1,000%. He's got the talent to do it. Can we expect him to do it? No, we haven't seen the signs from Ronald this year that that's going to happen at all. So we're not trying to be jerks about Ronald. We love Ronald. We're just trying to be realistic about what to expect when he comes back, okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the individual stats a little bit. So we're going to start with the good. And the clutch man himself, Mauricio Dubon, had a solid month. He hit 310. He hit 5 bombs. That's crazy to think about right there. 5 doubles, 4 walks. He had a 341 OBP and an 889 OPS. Ken, I know you love some Dubon, man. Talk about Doobie a little bit.
He is putting up all-star numbers. We have said that. Even his heroics in the early April and May were probably all-star-ish, but he has really had an all-star month. But the problem is, and Mauricio will be the first one to tell you, he cannot lead this team in home runs for a month. That is not his job. He led the team in home runs with 5. He was second in RBIs. I'm going to let you know something, Chad. If that's the case, the last 3 months, Mauricio Dubon is our leading home run hitter and second in RBIs. We are not going to the playoffs, period. And I love Mauricio, and he should be the starting shortstop. I know X gets on me, and we've had these long discussions. Well, I'm going to finally say it publicly here without typing. Shut up. He's the starting shortstop, and as soon as AA realizes that and goes and gets us some kind of help, we're going to be a better team. There's my tangent.
We're definitely going to get into the shortstop talk here in a little bit. That is coming. Don't you worry. We're going to continue to go down the stat sheet, though. Michael Harris II. He was okay. 268, 1 bomb. He scored 7 runs, it looks like, 7 doubles, and he walked 3 times. 293 OBP, not very solid, and an OPS of 701. I mean, it's okay. Everybody's going to have a down month. That's not a terrible down month, but is it what we need out of Michael Harris? No. We need more out of Michael Harris than a 701 OPS, and he's been the main reason why we got off to such a hot start was because that man was carrying, okay? Look, I understand, again, we're going to repeat this a lot. We're going to have some down months, but there's certain guys that we just have to get going, and there's going to be one that we're going to talk about again in a little bit. We're getting there. Ozzy, Ken, he hit 275, 3 bombs. Looks like he hit 4 doubles, he scored 15 or drove in 15? Drove in 15, walked 6 times. That's good for the little monster right there. 315 OBP and a 753 OPS. Look, it's not elite, but that's a pretty solid month for the little monster. What do you think about that?
I think him and Harris, first of all, he is owed this month. He played great in April and May, and the Braves should have picked him up. And on Ozzy, this is Ozzy. This Ozzy was solid, and he may have a little month below it and a little month above it. But we talked about on our season preview, Ryan brought it up. He expects Ozzy to have at least 780. He was hoping for 800. He's right on pace for that. Ozzy has had really good, solid months. He'll tell you himself, he beat himself up for runners in score position. He was bad other than the one big home run he hit against Milwaukee. But I would take this from Ozzy Albies every month the rest of the way, and we will win a lot of ball games.
I would agree with that. Moving on to the big boy, Matt Olson. He hit 318 this month. Pretty solid. 4 bombs. Not bad. Drove in 7. Ugh. 3 doubles, 6 walks. That's kind of low for Ole. I'm gonna keep it a $110 with you. That's kind of low. But 359 OBP and an 853 OPS. And look, I know, Ken, I know your point. We need more pop out of Olson. But in Olson's defense, he has absolutely nobody protecting him in this lineup. And we're, again, going to get into that problem in a little bit. But I know we need more pop out of Ole, but until somebody steps up behind him, Ken, I don't know if we can expect too much more home runs than him running into a few solo shots here and there. What do you think?
In Olson's defense, we need more pop. He'll be the first one to tell you. In his defense, though, he had to go to San Diego and San Francisco this month. The ball does not carry there well. He had a few balls that might would have been out. He also had to go through the Milwaukee staff, which was Mizorowski. Anybody expects him to hit a home run from Mizorowski, and Harrison was throwing absolute cheese when he pitched. And then we had to play through rain and muck on the San Francisco White Sox series. So he's had some weird weather conditions. It's not giving, trying to give him any kind of excuse. He's a grown man, and he would say he should hit more home runs. But I think the four, with everything going on, he got pitched around big time because everybody behind him did not hit. We just gave you the only four guys that hit this month. So every time they got to Olson behind him, he was lights out. Nobody was pitching to him. So I think he'll hit more home runs once the back half starts hitting a little bit.
All right. Baldy, listen, he came off injury this month. I keep it a $1.10 with you, chat. These numbers are awful. Okay? He was 2 for 43. Check that. 2 for 43. That's an 0.47 batting average. That's not good. He had one home run, the one that he came immediately hit off of to dead center field. He had an 0.89 OBP. He only walked one time. One walk, and he had a 205 OPS, Ken. We need more out of our star catcher than just those numbers. What do you think?
One walk is the glare, and I actually text Ryan when he was, 2 for 26, 228. He said, I'm not worried about him, and I'm not either. I just wanted him to get better plate discipline. I thought in the Giants series we started to see that. And so I expect him to come out of that, and you watch this offense will take off because he'll probably bat fifth behind Olson. And when he does, he'll start raking here, Drake the rake, and he will be huge for us. And do I expect him to have a monster July? I do.
That is fair. I mean, it couldn't be much worse for Drake this month. I'll go ahead. So we seen rock bottom for Drake Baldwin, chat. So there's a positive. And let's go ahead and talk about one of the gentlemen that I cannot stand and that all the Braves Twitter cannot stand right now, Ken. Mr. Austin Riley. He was 16 for 76, which is a 211 batting average. Here's what kills me. This is what kills me. No homers. He went through the entire month of June without hitting one single homer. He had 4 doubles. He walked 9 times. Woo. He had a 302 OBP. God, I thought that was going to be worse than that. But a 565 OPS. And this man is supposed to be a cornerstone at third base for the Atlanta Braves. Now, I'm going to hold off on your thoughts a little bit because we got a whole deeper dive going later on into Riley. We're going to move on. Joey Bart, 2 for 14. He had the 1 homer. Drove in 3, 143 OBP, 500 OPS. Kind of limited duty role. Look, Joey Bart's a backup catcher. He's doing fine right there. I can't expect much more out of Joey than that. I think there's more in the tank. But, again, limited playing action in Atlanta, and he's coming off an injury as well. So we're going to leave that at that. Dom Smith. This was a guy who was huge for us early in the year. And this is somebody that I guess everybody thought was going to continue that pace, but I think me and you kind of both agreed that it was not sustainable for Mr. Dom. He hit 179 this month with 1 homer, drove in 7 runs, only knocked 1 double, walked 6 times. He had a 246 OBP and a 496 OPS. Ken, talk to me a little about what you're seeing out of Mr. Smith.
Dom Smith is the equivalent of that backup quarterback who comes in for the injured and he looks good for like 2.5 weeks and they start thinking we need to get rid of the starting quarterback, but he hasn't really played a good defense, and then he starts playing good defense and all his flaws get shown. Dom is a great guy. He's one of my favorites. Met him. We're going to try to get him on the show at the end of the season, but he is not an everyday player. And what has happened is he's had to play every day, and because of that, it's really affected him. I think as soon as we can get him, that will be Ronald coming back, and we can kind of get him in more of a part-time role. I think Dom's numbers will level back up, and he'll be fine. We cannot expect him to be an everyday player for us.
And I want to be clear, Dom wasn't going to go continue on the crazy hot streak he had to start the year, but he is much better than what he is slashing right now. He's slashing 179, 246, and 496. He's better than that. I don't think anybody would argue that, but he's not going to be an 850 OPS guy. I'll just be honest with you. And we're moving on to the next gentleman who everybody wanted to be the starting shortstop after his outshowing in Cincinnati. And then I was like, no, he's not that dude. He's going to come back down to earth. And well, Ken, what do you know? He came back down to earth. He was 3 for 28 in June, a 107 batting average, one double, no homers, no RBIs, one walk. He had a 138 OBP and a 281 OPS, and that is Mr. Jorge Mateo. Ken, any surprises here with Mr. Mateo?
He didn't make it because he hasn't figured out his biggest gift is speed, and he wants to swing from the hills. And when he was making contact, everybody thought this is going to be great. And me and you both, you were first one to say it. This is not sustainable swinging from the hills. He should be putting the ball in play. Everybody's always seen the movie Major League. He should have the same rule. Every pop up, he should have given 50 push-ups because he needs to put the ball on the ground, and everything Jorge hits is up in the air. He is not our starting shortstop.
No, he's not. But he's a really good role player, Chad. I really like Mateo as a bench piece. Don't get me wrong. I think he fits well into this team, just not as a starter. There's a difference. Moving on to the backup outfielder positions. Eli White, 222 average, one bomb, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, no triples. He had 3 walks, 282 OBP, and a 693 OPS. For Eli White, Ken, that's a passing grade in my book. What you think?
Yep, Eli gave us what we need him to give him. He played great defense when he was in there. He runs the bases well. He give you a little hit here and there. He may hit one out of the ballpark. I have no problem Eli White being on this ball team and being a very important player, filling in when he needs to. I'm with you. Give him a passing grade. He was okay this month.
He did fine. That's what Eli White is, and that's what we need out of him. Yaz! Horrible. Just absolutely putrid. My God, man. Holy cow. 135 batting average. He did have a homer, 2 RBIs. He had 1 double, 6 walks, 237 OBP, and a 449 OPS. That's not cutting it for my supposedly power-hitting left-handed outfielder. Ken, what you think about that?
He's been horrible. I mean, that's the only way to say it. But I will say this here. Our friends over at Hammer brought this up. I'm wondering if his getting used to Tim Heyer's philosophy. We saw Michael go through this last year, and then Tim was able to get him at All-Star break kind of deal and talk to Michael about what his philosophy was. It clicked. That's got to be our hope as Braves fans, that maybe with a little bit of break and Tim can get him and saying, this is why I want you to take, because we all know Yaz is taking way too many pitches. I think the whole let's get a walk philosophy, which Tim has, make sure we swing at stuff in the strike zone. That first thing has messed Yaz up a little bit. I'm not blaming Hires. This is a grown man, and he should be hitting the ball better because I understand what Tim is trying to get him to do. Maybe he'll be like Michael and he'll take off. But if this is what we get, wow, we may need 2 outfielders, not just 1.
100%. And Rowdy, he was fine. 2 for 10, hit a bomb. I ain't got nothing else on Rowdy. That's what he does, right? He comes in, pinch hits. He's going to swing for the fences, and every once in a while he's going to connect with one. So he was fine for 10 at-bats. Here's the real problem. This is problem number 2. Ha-Sung Kim. 0-36. Count it. 0-36 batting average. No homers, don't you worry. He ain't got none of that in that bat right now. He's swinging a dang cotton candy stick right now. He's got 4 walks. I'm surprised he got 4 walks. Heck, the last game in San Francisco where he walked, you would have thought he won the World Series with how happy he was going down to first base. And he had a 156 OBP with a 192 OPS, Ken. From a guy making $20 million to be our starting shortstop, let me tell you something. I'm really close to DFAing his rear end and sending him on packing. Where are you at?
Agree with Jeff Francoeur. Jeff Francoeur went on 680 this morning and said if he made $5 million, they'd already DFA'd him. Money should not matter. He was the first former Brave to publicly state it. I'm hoping Alex is listening. I think that we should eat every dollar. I know that upset some of the Kim truthers on social media. I apologize that you're getting hurt, but he just is not providing. And I know that you think by getting extra at bats, he'll get better. I put it this way. It's like an ugly woman going and putting a lot more makeup on. It ain't fixing it. She's still ugly. And that's what Hassan Kim is. You playing him more every day just keeps showing the scars. You can't cover him up. He's not an everyday shortstop anymore. Your everyday shortstop wears number 1-4, and that's we should move on from Hassan Kim. I 100% agree with you, Ryan.
And just for you guys who love the Savant page, I enjoy Baseball Savant. Look at this crap. I just gave it a buck's end with you, chat. There is nothing here. Listen, he doesn't chase, but he also doesn't swing at pitches right down the middle. And I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how his whiff percentage is as good as it is, Ken, because every time he swings the bat at a pitch down the middle, I swear he misses the dang thing. He does walk a little bit, but there's nothing else. There's nothing here telling us that he's going to be any better. Nothing. Not even defensively.
Good. That's what I was going to point out. Look how bad he is fielding. Look at his range. Come on, guys. Stop telling me he can field.
He's got nothing going for him, chat. He's not getting on base enough. He's not hitting with runner scoring position. He's not hitting, period. Or he's taking cookie fastballs right down the middle. He's lost at the plate. And on top of that, he has looked horrible at shortstop until the past series with San Francisco, where he had probably his best game defending at shortstop. But it took him how many weeks to finally get going there? I'll be honest with you. I'm at the point where I am ready to cut bait with this. There is no reason why he is not providing any more than Jim Jarvis could right now, if that's his name. Jarvis should be up here. If you don't want Jarvis, then you got to find somebody else to come up and fill the spot in the outfield to move Dubon to shortstop. We got to have something other than this.
You see the ex-Woba guys? That should not look like this. Ex-Woba should always be doing this your last 100 plate appearances. You should have some ups and downs. That's called baseball. His is just this. It's telling you he's cratering. Go back and look at all the players at the end of their career. This is what their ex-Woba would look like. It's just the end. It's the end. Now, look, Ryan said it, and he's probably right. We DFA him, somebody will pick him up, and he'll hit it, and we'll get ridiculed for it. I don't care. I don't care because he can't help us. This guy's in my eyes, every time we put him out there, we're playing with an 8-man lineup.
I just want you guys to look over there to the left on his stats. He's had 73 at-bats, 82 plate appearances to get this going, plus some minor league rehab games. So he's had over 100 at-bats. Your timing's down. Everything should be there. He's just not there. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he can't see the ball. I don't know if something he's all out of whack mechanically. I'll go ahead and keep it 100% with you. His mechanics are terrible right now. I don't see this coming to an end. And if there's no reassurance for you guys that you think there's something coming, he has 5 hits all year. 5 hits. There they are, right there on his spray chart. He's got 5 and 100 at bats.
They're not even hit that far, Ryan. Look at that. I mean, it's like a 12-year-old 5 hits. You know what I'm saying? Right out there in the thing. I will say this here. I'm glad you pulled up this Savant page because going into this taping, we saw the Phillies up 5-0. I look up in the corner. It's 5-5. Go Pirates.
Go Pirates, baby. Go Pirates. We're big Pirate fans here. I just look. We already talked about this one. What do you do right now at shortstop, Ken? I know you want Dubon. I just don't personally. I don't think it's realistic right now for Dubon to be full-time at shortstop. If you do think so, please tell me because I'm interested.
Until Acuna comes back, they can't put Doobie there. I understand 100%. But I would like to see the kid just come up and play because I think – let me go it one more time, make sure. I'm pretty much sure that Jim Jarvis can hit better than 036. I think he can get on base more than 15% of the time. And I sure the hell think he can get a better OPS than 192.
He can get 400 OPS in his sleep. I guarantee you that.
100%. He's been hitting in Gwinnett. Why this kid's not here, I have no idea. And you traded for him. I mean, I know it was Rafael Montero, but still, you traded to get this guy. And here's the point to put him in. And look – find out what he is, so when Ronnie comes back, then you can decide what to do. And he can run, guys. He can run. So Ronnie comes back, maybe it's not him going back. Maybe he does so well he doesn't go back at all, and maybe he stays and we have to get rid of somebody else, Rowdy Tellez or whoever. You can
Hassan
get
Kim.
Hassan Kim or even whatever the roster looks like. Give this kid a chance. Jim Jarvis should be playing shortstop starting tomorrow night.
100%. And look, I wouldn't be opposed to keeping Kim on the team. I'm not saying that. Well, I would be okay either way. Look, I'm okay if you put him on the bench and you use him as a utility infielder or you DFA him. I don't care at this point, but he cannot be starting at shortstop. You can't even start him 3 games in a row. He provided nothing in San Francisco besides 1 game of good defense. So, for me personally, I'm with Ken. I think you call up Jarvis, you keep Dubon in the outfield, you move Kim to the bench, and you're going to ask, well, who's the corresponding move to get off the roster? Mateo, brother, I know that hamstring's bothering you, son. You're going to the 15-day IL. That's what happens. 100% that's what I would do. So let's talk about problem number 2, Ken. Austin Riley. There's just absolutely no excuse anymore for Riley to be this bad and to provide absolutely no protection for Matt Olson in the middle of this lineup anymore. It's starting to look a little bit like it's starting to affect him defensively because there's some plays in San Francisco that he should have made that he didn't. I don't know what else to do. I'm at my wit's end with him. I just every series, and we talked about it on the pod. I've talked about it multiple times. He had a really nice rhythm going, like the previous homestand going into San Diego. He looked good. Everything was starting to click up a little bit. His exit velo was up. His launch angle was getting a little bit better. And then we go into San Francisco in Game 3, and then he changes everything in his setup. I don't know if it's a Tim Hires thing. I don't think it's a Tim Hires thing. I would hope Tim Hires wouldn't be making him make these adjustments. And if it's Austin Riley, why are you tinkering with your swing when your swing isn't the problem? It's your freaking approach that's been the problem. You've had a Hall of Fame third baseman call you out on it on 680 The Fan literally a week ago saying your approach is your problem. So talk to me about Riley a little bit, Ken.
I think my friend Chris Domino said it right. The problem with Austin right now, and it's not being too hard, even everybody realizes it, and I'm sure he realizes this, but the fact of the matter, we have the 6 core. One of them's out for injury. We can't help that. We can't do anything about that. One's coming back from it's a tough injury. We're hard on Drake because we know what Drake can get there, but Drake is coming back from an injury. The other 3, Harris, Albies, and Olson, have actually produced okay. That leaves you, Austin. And the part of the reason it's going on with either Matt's offensive numbers, power numbers being down a little bit, us not getting runs in with runners in scoring position, us not scoring but 3.2 runs a game in the month of June is all on you 2-7. You're paid to hit the baseball. And it's not for you to pay. We pay guys to think about hitting the baseball. They're called Tim Hires, Quackenbush. We got plenty of guys. We're even consultant guys like Andrew Jones and Chipper Jones get paid to tell us how to hit the baseball. Your job is to go hit the baseball. And I have held in here long enough, I can't do it anymore. You look at this Savant page, and there's nothing that jumps out other than the fact that if he will absolutely get his pitch, that's approach, guys. That's not saying that's approach. He does hit it hard. Okay? So, Austin, you have got to start hitting the baseball if we're going to get where we need to go. And if he doesn't, guys, I don't think we hold off the Phillies.
I 100% agree with you. You talked about it like you have your core, right? Your core is Baldwin, Harris, Ozzie, Olson, Riley, and Ronald when he's here. Ronald's not here, so we're at 5 guys right now. 4 of them, one of them was down, and I can't hold Drake for his month because he's coming off an oblique, so he gets a freaking pass. You know who doesn't get a pass? You don't get a pass. You've been ass this whole entire season. When we needed you to pick up the slack while the other guys are down, you sat there and shoved your head so far up your damn ass that you didn't know what you were swinging at. You didn't know if it was a fastball down the middle or if it was going to be a slider 5 feet outside because your approach is such dog shit right now. And look, he's my favorite player. I'm tired of it. This is a 100% approach issue. You have no game plan when you're going up to the box because you're too busy tinkering with your dang swing when your swing's 100% fine. I did a whole video on it earlier in the year, how it compares just as good to 21 when you're absolutely killing the ball to right now, where in your last home run in Miami. By the way, chat, his last home run was in May, not the end of May, middle of May in Miami. We've gone an entire month without Riley producing a home run. That's a problem. That's a problem. And let me tell you, I have no problem saying this right now. If you can't figure this crap out by the end of the year, I am putting your ass on the block at the in the off season. There's no reason for us to take this when we got South of Scene, Heel, and Hartman coming up through the system. There's no reason for it. And Lodis, you got 3 guys coming up the pipeline right now for your job.
Yeah,
and Alex is sitting right now trying to figure out what he's got right now in you. And there's no reason why you can't be one of the top 2 to 3 third basemen in the game, because you have that potential. And I'm so tired of you not living up to the potential because you just can't get out of your own way to have a good approach anymore.
The fact of the matter is, he's supposed to be a very analytically thinking man's guy, and I can't see when they hand him the Savant page that he looks at it and 2 numbers tell you that it's all in an approach. First of all, my velo and my bat speed is good, so there's nothing wrong with the way my setup is. My chase and whiff percentage is terrible. That shows me that I'm not swinging at the pitches I should be swinging at. He don't have to even look at any iPad. This tells me where I'm set up is good. Just hunt the windows, the approach, and hit the ball to right center, and everything will be all right. And I know you broke it down on the video and you gave everybody the numbers in 2021. That's the difference right now, Austin. Your approach is horrible. Hit the ball to the State Farm sign, period.
Can't say any better. And if y'all really wanted to break it down, his line drive percentage is the lowest it has ever been since his last really good season in 23, when it was 23%. He's all the way down in the doldrums at 20.7. His pop-up percentage at a career high at 9.5. Fly ball percentage, it's even higher than it was. He's at 31% compared to 28 when he was going really well. Another thing, he's not using the middle of the field anymore. He's pulling everything, and he's getting jammed and popping everything up to the opposite field. So everything to middle part of the field and keeping everything going in that direction, he has completely gotten away from it, and it's not good. It's just I don't know what happened to you. I don't know why you think this is the approach that you need to have, but you are worse right now than you were in 2019 and in 2020 when you were a daggum rookie, dude. You were that bad right now. And I'll be honest with you. If it comes down to us making or breaking in the playoffs, or even having a run in the playoffs, it's going to come down to you producing. And if you can't produce, there's no need for you to be on this team or any other team that's going to be in the playoff hunt right now. So it's on you to get it together. It's not on hires. It's not on any other hitting coach. It's on you to sit down and figure out an approach. And if you need to figure out an approach, you're one phone call away from digging up one of the best hitter approaches in the history of Major League Baseball in Chipper Jones. I'm pretty sure he would be more than happy to sit there and take you under a wing for a week or 2 and help you along the way with this. It's not that dang hard, man. Take some initiative and figure it out. Stop tinkering with your dang swing. It has nothing to do with your swing mechanics. All right, we're done on the Ha-Sung Kim, and we are done on the Austin Riley talk. So we're going to talk about the whole team as a whole right now. Ken, what do you see as a whole for the team right now, right, hitting-wise? What are some things that are standing out to you?
The top of the lineup is probably much doing their job. I will say this here. They probably need to, going in July, what needs to improve? Well, we need to have a better walk percentage. We actually need to have a better contact percentage inside the zone. And if we do those 2 things and hit middle backside, I do like the way the 3 lefties swung the bat in San Francisco. They try to do everything they can to hit the ball over the shortstop's head. And if those 3 lefties, Harris, Olsen, and Baldwin, get going, it'll clean a lot up. And that goes for, of course, Austin hit the ball to right center. But those 3 lefties would do Bond. And then the back of that lineup needs to just do their part. Now, I know we just skimmed over Joey Bart, but Joey Bart had also had good swings in San Francisco, and he might have to provide some sort of at least fear that he may take something out of the yard against a left-hander. Because when they put a left-hander on the mound, I think all these lefters he's throwing so freely, they don't even think the Braves can hit a home run off of them. And you saw that out of Robbie Ray twice. You've seen it out of every one of these bullpen arms. They do these openers and all this stuff. They're throwing trash at us, and they're just getting through the game because they fear nothing. And not to poo-poo on you again, Austin, if you'll get going, you watch Matt Olson's home run numbers go up. Because right now, everything he's throwing, and that's the reason why he's smart. Kudos to Matt Olson. All right, you're going to keep pitching me away. I'm just going to hit line drive doubles over the shortstop. Okay? And until they start pitching him inside, he's not going to hit that many home runs. And that's on you 2-7, a little bit of you, Joey Bart. Anybody behind them's got to start put some balls in play. But I think, and you can help me, I think if the walk percentage goes up a little, but that actual contact in the zone goes better. And what I mean by that is, and Ryan can get more into that, is there are pitches that we're missing that are foul balls where if we'll get in there and hit them and square them up, they become base hits. And so we're missing some pitches that we should be hitting.
Yeah, so basically what he's saying is middle heaters we're taking or we're fouling it off, and we can't be doing that right now. And we definitely need to have our walks increased. I think and I'm not saying take more pitches. God, that's the dumbest thing that I ever hear out of anybody on X. Why aren't we taking more pitches? Well, there's a reason why, because there's a lot of really good pitchers in Major League Baseball if you haven't figured out. And when you get down to the count 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, it's kind of hard to get on base. So you got to be aggressive in the strike zone. You got to know what windows you're hunting. You got to know where the ball needs to start in order to end up where you want it to hit. And then when you get it there, you cannot miss it. And we're missing that pitch too many times, or we're taking it too many times to getting ourselves into pitchers' counts. So I would like to see better at-bats, and that doesn't mean taking more pitches. It means be aggressive in the zone, be aggressive in your zone, and have a better approach. Our approach has not been good this month. It has been the worst I've seen it. We got to get back into the hitters meetings. Guys, start coming back over to YouTube. We do a hitters meeting every series. It's free of charge. You can come over and watch it. Get in the hitters meetings with hires. Sit there and talk. What do you think this guy is going to do? How do you think he's going to approach us? Everything that you guys go over, it's on TJ Stats. It's on Savant. It breaks the pitchers down. Go in there and do your homework, because I'm sure you guys are, but right now it doesn't look like you guys are doing a whole lot of prepping. I'll keep it $110 with you. So I would like to see a better approach at the plate. And like Ken said, better walk rate, because right now they're just throwing stuff out of the zone with 2 strikes, and we're chasing it because we're behind in counts. And getting the hard hit percentage and contact percentage in the zone up. I think once you do that, you're going to see this offense take back off, and a lot of that's going to fall on you, Austin Riley. I'm going to ride you for the rest of the year until you get going. I mean, I'm this close to buying a high-dollar seat just to go down there and chirp you the entire game and just talk mad shit to you the entire game. I'm this close. And I hope the usher will let me, because I'm hoping he's tired of you too. So with that being said, Ken, I think we did a really good job covering the offense. This was not a fun state of the offense, but we did it for you guys. Anything else you have before we get out of here?
I think we hit on everything, and this is too good of a team. This is not a bad baseball team, as my friend Chris even talked about. This is just a good baseball team that's got in a terrible funk, and the only way they're going to get out of it is going back to basics, things that you learned at 12 and 13-year-old. Your coach back then told you. And if you do those things, they'll be okay.
Simplify sometimes, guys. Simplify. And once you get too far deep in it, you get lost. Go back to basics, and that's where you got to start. So with that being said, chat, we will see you next month for the state of the offense. But go check out the hitters meeting for the Cardinal series. That should be out as well with this video. So we'll see you guys over there, and we'll see you guys next month. Peace.
You know what, boys? You guys are going to be world champions for the rest of your life.